back, folks, to Anyone's Guess. I'm Grayson Wood, and I'm here with my friend, this is Penny Huston. She owns one of the places that I play at, and also that the Travelin Kind play at. The name of the place is called Off the Cliff, and down below it is JD's
Roadhouse.
JD's Roadhouse. I play there. My band plays there every Thursday night.
Absolutely.
And Travelin Kind is there every Tuesday and
Thursday.
And if you don't know who Travelin Kind is, they're sponsoring this segment of the show with their new album, Travelin Light. Now, this is Mickey and Trish. If you get out there and see them, you're really going to be impressed by their show. And they're just some definitely fun people. Look at there. That's them. And now what we do on this show is we usually interview musicians to let you know what it's like to be a musician and what happens, before and after we get on stage. But there's another thing outside of this musical world that we live in, and that is the people who own these clubs that hire us musicians. And Penny is one of those. Her club is all about live music, except for on Monday and Tuesdays. And we got, Taz down there?
Well, Sunday and Mondays were closed.
Oh.
And then we have Taz karaoke on Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Now, Taz is really a live drummer. He's one of the best. He played with Bertie Higgins, just like Bogey and McCall. He went all over the world with him. So he gets a pass for karaoke.
Yes, he does.
Because he is a real and a real good musician. So, Penny, tell us what happens. I mean, what happens when you open up those doors? You know you got a show going on tonight.
Right.
When you open up those doors, what's the first thing on your mind? What's the first thing that your people do? I know you don't involve yourself in the cooking or the bartending and stuff.
My staff, they usually arrive around an hour or 2 hours before we open, so that way they can get everything prepped in the kitchen, any last-minute cleanup details, anything like that, to get prepared when we do open at 3 o'clock.
So you open at 3 o'clock?
Yes.
Oh, that's why Steve says I'll be there at 2. I thought, okay, we open at 2, but he gets there at 2.
Plus, Steve's my GM, so he kind of gets to show up when he kind of feels like it. But I wouldn't trade him for the world.
No, I was going to say he does
He's
a
on
great
time
job.
every day.
He's one of the best bartenders here at the lake, too. When
Absolutely.
you set him loose on a room full of people, if he's the only one, nobody's going to be missing a drink.
Oh, no. He'll run upstairs, downstairs, outside, wherever we need him. He's always there.
And so now you're on Tuesday upstairs at Off the Cliff.
Yes.
The music starts at what time?
On Tuesday, the music starts at 5 o'clock. We do have happy hour from 4 to 7, but our live entertainment runs from 5 to 8. And as you mentioned earlier, Travelin Kind plays on Tuesdays. But on Thursdays, they also play, but they start at 4:30 because Grayson plays downstairs at 7:30.
Yeah. And that works out real good, too, because we can, Travelin Kind packs your place upstairs.
Oh, absolutely.
And then if they're not done partying, they're having a good time, then they just all filter downstairs.
They all go downstairs.
And that room packs out.
Yes,
and
it does.
It's just a wonderful place to play.
Well, thank you.
It is. And having you as a friend and the person who hires me, the boss.
Second boss.
She likes that word, boss.
Second boss, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we have a great time there. And you do a lot of traveling back and forth to Poplar Bluff and stuff, so I never know when you're going to be there.
That's true. Yeah, Poplar Bluff is where my mom's at, and she's currently not doing very well. She's 86 years old, so...
We should all live as long, huh?
Oh, absolutely, but... So, when I'm not at Off the Cliff, that's where I'm usually at.
Now, did you grow up in Poplar Bluff?
No, actually, I grew up in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
Graduated from Eureka, moved to the lake, I believe in 1983.
Well, you got there just about the same time we did, huh? Yeah.
But then life happens, and I own a bar.
Well, you did start out owning a bar on the Strip down here, and that was...
Absolutely. That was, I believe we opened in 2017. That was Easy Street to Certain Wine Bar. And that's when we all met.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was called Jay Wayne's because your dad liked John Wayne, so...
Yes, my dad's first name was Wayne, and I was trying to come up with something unique, and we were both fans of John Wayne, so
You and about
Jay
trillion
Wayne's
yeah.
was born.
And you walk in there, and it had all kind of memorabilia of John Wayne around.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. We had a lot of great
because
memories
when I first saw the Jay Wayne's, okay, who's Jay Wayne? I didn't connect John Wayne, until I went inside and went, I get it, and I'm not telling anybody else, so they can feel stupid too, like I just
Oh
did.
my goodness, yes.
Yeah, and that's where we first met. And that place was, you had a huge stage,
Oh my
huge
goodness.
dance floor.
Yes, it was great. And that's however I met your sister too.
Yeah, yeah.
Which she was my first GM, so
yeah.
God love her.
she does a good job as GM and
Yes,
stuff
she
like
does.
that. She's got a personality that just shines, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Absolutely.
And but now when you moved out to this place, now you've got an outside stage for the summertime, which I played there all this last summer. We played there more this past summer than we ever did.
I know, and our crowds in the summer. You think we're busy now? I mean, it's like overflow.
I know people are standing around outside with no place to sit. And it's a huge outdoor venue.
Absolutely. And we always advise people to bring their own lawn chairs.
That's
Their pets are welcome. It's just a big family playground, so to speak.
If you bring your pets, watch where you walk.
That's true.
We hope people have this little plastic glass. Pick that up, I've never done that. You ever done that? Walk your dog and have to pick up after
Yes,
him?
I did.
You did? It's not. I think it's the most indignant thing a human being could suffer.
Yeah.
Walking behind the forehead. Okay. Excuse me, folks.
No.
No, you don't do it very often, do you?
Not anymore, I don't.
Not anymore. No. I just told you because you don't like it.
No, it's not fun.
There's someone who says, "Hey, can I walk your dog, man?" Put a plastic bag on their hand. Can I walk your dog?
Go right ahead.
What a world! What a world!
Oh goodness.
So now you've got a menu that I eat there every now and then. I love your chicken strips, but your menu, everybody talks about. And your prices. I mean,
I know.
People, everybody down here at this lake charges as much as they can, and Penny charges as much as she needs, and that's it.
We had to raise prices on our food and our alcohol only because we did open during COVID. Mm-hmm. And then, everything was going up and the prices of this and that. And I ended up increasing my staff's wages too because they had to be able to, live their life, not only work
But
for me.
But still, you're well below the common bar around here.
Yes,
you're well below
that's what I hear.
Yeah, and people like coming out. I mean, but you still sustain your place, even bringing the prices down.
Absolutely.
Keeping them below.
Keeping them below.
Else.
Keeping them within reason, and not trying to dollar
and
everybody.
Still, with that, you still give out the awesome food and excellent drinks. If people ever could come out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, because twice a month on Wednesdays you're doing the blues thing, right?
Yes, we just started adding. I'm sorry, I got confused. But no, on the second Wednesday of each month, we are having blues and rock Wednesdays, which feature Travelin Kind, Donnie Sloan.
My drummer.
Absolutely. And then special guests.
I think he's off the cliff house drummer, isn't he?
I think so too.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So too, yeah.
Pretty much.
And then you got special guests.
And special guests, which you never really know who's going to show up. We've had Ted Vaughn. We've had Bob
Ted Vaughn
Ice.
was just on the show last week, wasn't he? Yeah, we had Ted Vaughn on here.
And also a member of your band, Mark McFeeters.
Mark McFeeters. Yeah, he gets talked about a lot on this show. Yeah, he does.
I wonder why.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He's like one of the best you're ever going to hear as far as a guitarist,
Yes.
And then you got, when we say Travelin Kind, this is who we're talking about. Now, all of these songs, most of these songs were I guess they all were written by Trisha Leone. And she's got a wonderful voice. She's come a long way on that bass guitar, hasn't she?
Oh, my goodness. Yes, she has.
And that's just after about a year, 18 months or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
She'd play certain songs on the bass.
And her vocals Oh my goodness, her vocals.
I know. And that infectious smile that she's
Yes.
and that giggle laugh that she's got. She's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Mickey, you know, what are you gonna say about Mickey? He can do any song under the sun. You know, if he doesn't know it, he will. You know, and he'll play
He
it.
does. He'll play it, and if he doesn't know it, he's like, "Sorry, I don't know this.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it later."
And he does.
And
Comes
he
back and
does.
he'll play
Yes,
it. Yeah,
absolutely he does.
He's just a monster lead guitar player, folks. I'm telling you, she could. I mean, I can say this: we got Sandy Gum on bass guitar on Thursday nights when in my band, and Donnie Sloan, the house drummer for Off the Cliff and
Pretty much, yes.
JD's Roadhouse. Mark McFeeder's downstairs now. He plays with me also, and all the other names that we've already said. She's got some of the top-notch musicians at the lake, and it's one of these places that nobody's ever heard of. They go, oh, "Where's Off the Cliff?" And I tell them, just up from the dam before you get to that big old curve.
I've had
NW.
some new timers that come in for the first time, and they're like, "We've never heard about this place before."
Yeah.
And they love it. They say this is our kind of place. It's more like the neighborhood cheers, so to speak.
Sure.
We walk in and everybody knows your name except me. I'm the worst with names. But I've also been told that this place is Off the Cliff is kind of like the little hidden gem at the lake.
It is. I mean, all the other places have live music, but they aren't based on live music. Your place is. If you're going to come out there and have a good time, well, you better like live music because it's going to happen in your face.
Absolutely. And that all started when I had Jay Wayne's because I'm a big fan of live music.
Ah, that's true.
And so I've carried on the tradition, you know, and
I'm
love
just
it.
so glad you stopped throwing rocks at me that I'm playing.
You're lucky. You're one of the lucky ones.
I know. I was lucky you couldn't throw well.
Yeah, hit and miss sometimes.
Besides the food and the atmosphere, one thing I'm really impressed about your place is it has overcome its past history.
Oh yeah, that building there had.
Oh my goodness!
No one
Yes.
could make it work.
Overcome the past history. This is the place to go, and you always have customers. Always, from the time you open till the time you close.
That is correct, and that's the first. You know, I hear that so many times, and I mean, I guess we cater to everybody, but it's the North Shore that people have said, "Oh, we're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here," or "You're our last stop on our way home."
See, when it was the fish tank or it was the what was the other one?
Batter's Box.
Batter's Box, yeah.
And then HQs.
Yeah, and they were just mainly a bar where you can get a sandwich or something or some food, you know. But now and that place never had anybody in it, and that's why it always lost.
Well,
But now you have live music in there, and it gives people something to do. They come out, have a good dinner, and I mean a good dinner too, and some of the best music at the lake. You know?
Oh, absolutely, I agree. Of course, I agree. It's my place, but go ahead, Tony.
My thing was is it wasn't before you got it. It wasn't. It just people didn't like to cross the dam to come to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that dam
and
was
you've
a-
overcome that because of what you provide for the public.
What I hate to say this, but I guess when COVID hit, you know, and when they closed the
It was a
dam
blessing
down,
for you.
it was a great blessing for us. And then just we have expanded. I mean, people-wise, customer-wise, just by word of mouth.
Yeah, and nobody had to wear a mask in your place, you know.
No, we did the X's and all, you know, the 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
Or
that was there, but nobody. Hey, here at the lake, nobody followed what they did in the cities and everything else. I never once put on a mask, ever.
I didn't either, and not unless I had to.
Yeah, well,
But-
even when they told me I had to, show me the law. And they couldn't show me the law, so I
They
moved.
hate you in doctor's appointment, you know, at doctor's.
Oh, at doctor's offices, yeah,
Yeah.
which I understand that.
Well, myself, I wouldn't mind wearing one and going to the hospital. People get sick in the hospital. There's a lot of sick people in the hospital. I don't know what that's about.
I don't either, but anyway,
Why
but
do all
we
the-
did survive that, so.
Why do all the sick people congregate at hospitals? We're take a short break though.
All right. Why don't we do that? Time for a break, Grayson.
All right. Hey, folks, like I said, this segment of the show is sponsored by, there they are, Travelin Kind and their Travelin Light album. All right. Was there light? Okay. Well, Travelin Light is the album, and you've got some really great songs. Even the title cut, Travelin Light, is a great song. There's not a bad song on here. Now, you can either get this in a 33, like this, and it's got big pictures of my friends, or you can get it on a CD, like this. Now, they didn't come out with any cassettes because, well, let's face it, nobody has a cassette player anymore, and everybody, yeah,
or 8 tracks,
and everybody's just really tired of winding those suckers back up with an ink pen. Bic pen is what it was. And also another sponsor for this show is Will West Music and Sound in Jefferson City, Missouri, on Missouri Boulevard. Now, I was reminded by my wife, who, by the way, is behind the camera here. If you hear that voice from there, that's Toni Jean. Now, he's got some of the best guitars. All the time with Gibson, Taylor, Martins. He's got drums. He's got PA systems. He's got anything. Ukuleles. We're talking, and they're top dollar ones. And you can always get the great, you can spend as much as you want in this store or as little as you want and still come away with quality sound systems. So, if you would, stop in at Will West Music and Sound in Jefferson City, Missouri. I'm Grayson Wood, here with my friend Penny Bales Huston. Penny Bales Huston. That's how you do it on the Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. So with Penny Huston, the owner of Off the Cliff, I'm Grayson Wood, and we'll be right back. You guys stick around for a minute. Welcome back, folks. This is Anyone's Guess, and we're sitting here with Penny Huston, the owner of Off the Cliff, and downstairs at JD's Roadhouse. And if you don't know
what's it called again?
JD's Roadhouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what the whole premise is that what was it? The movie that this was after.
Oh, I've wondered, because I came up with something, and this was right before we opened in 2020. I couldn't figure out what I was going to call this, but I want it to be unique. So, and I've got pictures, I've got clues if you've been in.
Oh, yes.
Off the Cliff.
There's hints all over the place on why it's named that way.
But anyway, Off the Cliff is based off of the movie Thelma Louise. Mm-hmm. And then JD's Roadhouse is based on Brad Pitt's character in the movie Thelma Louise, which he was the young, hot-looking cowboy that stole all their money. I haven't run across him yet, but...
Well, if you do, well, you almost did.
I almost did. Okay, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, so it was based on 2 ladies, based on their friendship.
Yeah.
And I will say that at that time, your sister Kelly was my Louise.
You're Louise.
Or no, I'm Louise, and she was my Thelma. Put it
Thelma.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was always packing.
Yeah, still
And
does.
she always has my back. So. But it's based on the friendship of 2 ladies that value each other through ups and downs and...
Yeah, stuck together. And
And
you guys
stuck
were
together.
You guys were thicker than thieves, man. You were.
Oh my goodness, yes, we were.
Didn't see one without the other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you did make a good team. I mean, you did.
Yes, we did. But, life changes and...
Oh, yeah. There's different avenues for different people.
avenues for everything, and I really wish her the best.
And she's doing good, too. I mean, when you wish her the best, she's got some of the best life going on right now.
Well, that's great.
She got married again, and she's living out in the country, basically off-grid, and she's enjoying her life.
Well, that's
And
good.
whenever she gets tired of the off-grid, she comes to the lake and says, "Hi, everybody," and gets tired
I'm
of that and goes back and heads back to the woods,
There you go. But that's where the name of Off the Cliff came from. It was based on Thelma Louise.
And whenever you go in there, you'll see a thunderbird. There's a little thunderbird around,
Yes, there is.
And just a few other little hints, Yeah.
So,
It works. It works.
yes, it does.
So, have you thought about expanding on that building or anything like that? I mean, because you do have that outside venue. If that could go through the winter time, but then again, that's an awful heavy expense to build a building that size to go all the way down to the stage.
Well, I have had thoughts in the past about enclosing the back, but then again, you think about the downtime. I mean, I really don't know if we would have to close the whole restaurant part down.
Right.
We could probably work it out, but I've still had some thoughts about expanding.
Right.
But
because it's an open air area right now, you'd lose that by enclosing it.
That is correct.
And then you might lose your summer crowd that loves to sit out under the stars.
And that's
listen to
another
a concert,
aspect of it, having the outside stage and people be able to bring their own lawn chairs and their pets,
Yeah.
And it's under the stars. What else
It is.
could you want more in the summertime?
Yeah. Maybe some shade when we're setting up.
Well,
it
maybe
gets
some
hot
shade.
there, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I consider it probably the hottest place on the planet at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when in the summertime.
That's why we start the bands outside in the summer once that sun goes down.
Oh, yeah. Because, man, that sun right down there on that stage while you're setting up, it was almost like Jolly Roger, so where you carry in and carry out. It's the same way. It's just that sun. It's like it just focuses itself right there. It's almost like somebody has a magnifying glass and where are the ants?
Absolutely.
Oh, there goes my lead guitar player.
So, I don't know. We're still, trying to figure out what we're going to do with the place. But, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy right now.
And it's working real well in summertime on the outside.
Absolutely.
What would you call that? A concert area, I guess,
Well, that's, in our promos, we say concert at the cliff under the stars.
And that's what it is, Yeah, and it works. I mean, I know when I'm up there in the summertime and all those people are all stretched out all over the place,
Oh, my
that
goodness.
gives me a lot of energy. It gives me a
absolutely.
lot, not to mention I'm going inside and it's packed. That gives me energy too. But we got room to move, up on the stage. It's a lot bigger stage and we enjoy it. Yeah. So, folks, if you're anywhere in the world that's listening to this, if you're going to go on a vacation, Lake of the Ozarks is the place to go, man. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people down here that are just ready to serve you and become your friend or just sit down and have a drink with somebody they've never met before. It's a very friendly place to have a vacation. But if you're going to come here, you got to go to Off the Cliff and see Penny. She's now a mainstay, and like I said, people they put their vacations around what music is playing at your place.
What activities and what's close by.
Yeah, and they'll come from Nebraska, Arizona, all over the United States to come down just because they know that they're going to have a great time there. And
East Coast too.
Huh?
We have East Coast.
Oh yeah, we have East Coast. Yeah.
Visitors too.
Yeah, we got East Coast, West Coast. We have Canadians down here too. Hey.
Okay. I just want to mention one thing.
Sure, help yourself.
Well, I appreciate you and Toni for having me on. And I want to say, May of this year, we will celebrate our 5th year anniversary.
And that's been a great 5 years. I've been there for
goodness.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Ever since we opened, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we, I've seen it do nothing but climb, and get better and better and better. So. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Penny Huston.
Oh.
I'll leave the Bales out, Penny.
That's hello.
Folks,
Okay.
if you're down here at the lake, please go and see Penny at Off the Cliff. I'm Grayson Wood. This has been Anyone's Guess, and see you at work.
See you at Off the Cliff.
That's
JD's
it.
Roadhouse.
All right, thank you.
you.
One less thing means more time with you.